You know, when VMware really took a ride, it brought Cisco and NetApp and EMC along with it, and is a really powerful storage and networking ecosystem. And I'm curious how people see the views of the evolution of networking services and storage services as containers change, and if that'll be a reset for the networking and storage people as well.
That's a great question.
Yeah,
you guys are kind of
yeah. So I think that's a great question. So something we've been thinking a lot about, right? Because I think networking and storage are actually some of the big problems that people in the container world are thinking about today. It's like, so one of the things that is really powerful about our NSX technology is that it can do network virtualization at the L2, L3 layer, right? Whereas a lot of what you see container solutions focusing more on the L7 layer. And what you find is that many times there's a tremendous amount of complexity around just basic connectivity as well as service discovery, registration, many of these other things when you just do it at the L7. So we think that there could be opportunities with network virtualization kind of at that L3, L2, L3 level to really simplify that. The other piece, and so we're working with partners. I don't want to name anyone yet, but we're having discussions around that, right? On the other side, we look at storage, right? And so this is what I talked about before, how today many of the container model or app models are ephemeral, where these things use a service of some sort to save state, and the actual app itself, you can kill it, you can start it up, doesn't matter, right? Or that individual container. But many use cases do call for persistence, right? And so then you have to deal with a number of things about how do you track that container over time. If it gets stopped and restarted somewhere else, how do you make sure it gets its data back? And so I think there's the storage vendors have a lot of solutions. I mean, they do this today, like with VMs. VMs can move around. They have that mobility aspect. They're able to deliver these things. And so you look at where people are going with replicated blob stores and these sorts of things. There holds tremendous potential there for the storage vendors to really get in there and really make life simple for container developers, right?
And that'll I just tag onto that. I totally agree. And I think going back, you said this again this morning, kind of microservices is kind of causing a total rethink up and down the stack. And the requirements that desired architecture and the abstraction from the underlying infrastructure will create is going to push on a lot of things that kind of Kit's referring to already. So